So now next in line in the 12 tribes of Israel is Levi. He is the third born son between Jacob and Leah, right? Now at this point in time, I guess there was trouble in paradise, which would be expected because this family line is a little crazy on the male side. Leah is, mind you, Jacob's first wife, so she's now starting to see that her husband ain't all that ding dang interested into her. So now on their third child, she decides to name him Levi. Well, Levi means attached or joined. Right. So anyway, she named him that, hoping that her son would be the bridge to make her and her husband's union stronger. She wanted to try to bring them closer. Okay. Now, Levi isn't really spoken about much as far as like before a certain point, but he ends up pissing his father off because this is when he and his brother Simeon go into that town and massacre those people for having, violated their sister. Well, Jacob is on his deathbed, who is their father. Jacob is on his deathbed and he says, you know what? I can't leave y'all. I can't leave y'all no responsibility. I'm going to make it so that you don't have any land. He prophesied that Levi's descendants would be scattered across Israel, meaning there would be no tribe, right? They would all just be sparsed all over the place, right? So now this disinherited him from having any land. This is why it had to be reconfigured to make the 12 tribes add the 2 extra names, because Levi's was removed. They split off 2 more names from out of Joseph's tribe, right? So out of Joseph's tribe, they created 2 more tribes, right? So that made it so that Levi was just not spoken of. But at some point in time in Exodus, there was a golden calf created by the Israelites. They wanted to create an idol. Well, Levi and the Levites decided, absolutely not. We can't do that. We loyal to G-O, big G, big O, big D. So they slaughtered those people, which, mind you would think this is the same reason you got into this circumstance in the first place. But it was in the name of God that he was doing this. So God shed grace on him. And though he did not inherit any land, his generation or his lineage became the ministers of people spiritually. So therefore, they didn't inherit land. They inherited God's grace directly. They have eternal grace as long as they're walking in their purpose and they're ministering to the people and helping them find their spirituality. So this is why I always say inheritance is not always physical. It's not always money. It's not always tangible. It's not always land. Sometimes it's grace. Sometimes it's work. Sometimes it's wisdom.